Welcome back, PetaPixel viewers. It is Chris Nichols here. Earlier, we did the worst things about all the camera companies, and of course, we all love terrible things. But today, we thought we would switch it to a more optimistic note, and let's do the best thing about every single major manufacturer in the camera industry. But first, I want to talk about something that affects our YouTube show all the time. So Jordan and I, we're always trying to look for rights-free music to put in our videos, and it's very difficult. I mean, you're searching through different companies, trying to find music tracks that you like. There's always subscription fees. And now there's a company called Audio, and they're actually simplifying the whole process because you're just paying a one-time fee to have lifetime membership access to rights-free music. And I mean, this music, they're adding new tracks all the time. The best part is the licensing covers pretty much everything. I mean, video game use, podcast, films, YouTube shows. It even covers your client's work. Now, normally the cost for this to get lifetime access is $4.99, but for PetaPixel viewers, there's a great offer, $300 off. That only makes it $199. What? Yes, Jordan. Yes, it's crazy. That's for a lifetime subscription to have all this music.
How do they stay sober?
I have no idea, but it's a great offer. So check the link in the description below. Thanks to Audio for providing this great deal. Okay, so let's kick things off with Nikon. They've had a very good year and they've been doing some really positive stuff. I mean, cool retro designs. The Z8 is killing it for good reason. They're winning back a lot of market share. And their cameras now are fantastic hybrids. I mean, they've really upped their video game, their photo game, and their lenses are all optimized for a lot of photo and video applications. But the thing that I think Nikon's really excelled at is the telephoto game. I mean, they've just got so many high-end telephotos across many different price ranges. I mean, you got 400 4.5s, you got 100 to 400s, you got 800 millimeter lenses, you got 600 millimeter f4s, 400 millimeter 2.8s. I mean, they're just doing such a good job. And when you couple that with a Z8 or Z9, you have an awesome sports or wildlife package. So let's talk about OM System next. And the first thing that I want to point out is just how good they are for travel and adventure photography and videography. I mean, they're rugged, the lenses are compact, you can take them anywhere, but they're just so weather sealed. And I love that for fly fishing. I think a lot of people love it for travel, adventure kind of stuff. And of course, the other nice thing is you don't have to take a tripod. It's still not our favorite thing about OM System. That is great computational photographic technology within the cameras. I'm shocked that other companies haven't jumped on board in this more. So first off, you got great things like Live ND, where you don't need a tripod to do long exposures. You don't need ND filters to do them either. You got things like Live Bulb, where you can just watch an exposure build in front of you, and then when you're happy with the exposure, you just cut it off. You've got a great multi-shot mode where you have motion correction, great stabilization, so you can do it handheld. I mean, these are fantastic features. These are things that just make the experience fun and enjoyable to use. I don't know why other people haven't jumped on it. Okay, let's have a serious discussion about Sony next. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is their technology, of course. I mean, they've really been innovators in the technological field. They make fantastic sensors. Their autofocus is state-of-the-art. And let's be honest, they really have set the standard for what a lot of other companies are trying to catch up to. The reason why it's not my main point, though, is because other companies are now catching up to them. And we've got companies that have very similar autofocusing capabilities. And again, I think that is a testament to Sony and just how much they've innovated over the years. But the thing that I think Sony does best, hear me out, is actually how many lenses they have available for the E-mount. You might say, that doesn't make sense. Technology is more important, but it's not, because first off, Sony's done such a great job making their own proprietary lenses. I mean, a lot of the modern G Masters are amazing lenses optically, very compact, very sharp. You can't knock them. But at the same time, they've also done really well at opening the E-mount to third-party lens support. They're not trying to compete. They're not trying to monopolize. And this means that you've, first off, got so many different choices for different kinds of photography, whether it be portraiture, astrophotography, wildlife, sports, but also so many different ranges of price and budget. And this is important because it lets as many people as possible play with Sony cameras and do the photography that they love. Okay, next let's talk about Panasonic. Now, Panasonic absolutely dominate the video field for sure. They got lenses that are optimized for video. Their cameras have great image quality. Log files are easy to grade, nice color. That's why Jordan's still choosing to shoot on one right now. But Panasonic isn't just about video. What Panasonic has been doing so well recently is actually the firmware game. I mean, this is something that other manufacturers used to do really well, but Panasonic has taken the crown. And this is a really nice thing to do for your existing loyal customers. I mean, some cameras like the G9 got updates almost 4 years after the fact. I mean, that is a really nice way to show appreciation to your customers. But they're also keeping all the other cameras up to date. I mean, the GH6 just got SSD support. You've got Live Composite getting updated in a lot of recent Panasonic cameras. I mean, there's lots to mention. I mean, the S1 got basically turned into a baby S1H and stuff like that. I mean, I think you guys got the point. I mean, updating firmware regularly for your customers just shows that you still care and extends the life of those cameras. And I think Panasonic's doing a great job at that. All right, now it's Leica's turn. And the first thing I want to mention about what Leica does well is just how they market their own brand. I mean, they know who they are. They don't make apologies for how expensive their cameras are or the lack of versatility compared to, standard mirrorless cameras. That's not the point. What Leica does so well is, first off, support the photographic community and really just celebrate the culture of photography, but also create works of art when it comes to the cameras and beautiful lenses. And all of that heritage and all of that style equates to the most important thing for Leica, and that is that they provide a unique and incredibly fun shooting experience. I mean, I'm lucky enough to have shot them. I can't afford them, but if you ever get a chance to shoot them, or if you are lucky enough to afford them, it really does provide a shooting experience that you will get with no other manufacturer. I mean, things like the monochrome cameras, I just love that. There's something about the experience that just really brings me joy. And there's so little between you and the photograph itself. It's a simple shooting experience, and the photography is really all up here in your head. It's a cerebral experience, and that's just such a cool thing to have. All right, let's talk about Fujifilm next. And what they've really done so well, first off, is just create beautiful hybrid cameras. Who would have thought just a few years ago that they would start creating such excellent video technology and then marrying that with their excellent photo cameras to create very versatile tools? But I think what Fujifilm does best is just create cameras that cover so many different genres of photography and genres of cameras. I mean, first off, if you want a sexy pocketable camera, Fujifilm's got you covered. When it comes to their APS-C cameras, if you want a rangefinder style camera, you've got it. If you want a vintage retro inspired camera, you've got it. If you want a more DSLR shooting experience, you've got it. Then they also do medium format. You've got cameras like the GFX 100S, which are powerful but compact. You've got cameras like the GFX 100 II, which bring the whole hybrid photo video thing to a medium format camera. That's really something that nobody else can touch. You've got tons of lenses. I mean, really, they've done a great job creating a complete system for everybody. So it occurs to us that we didn't talk about Hasselblad in our worst of all the camera companies, so we're going to do both in this video. So the worst thing about Hasselblad, their autofocus game is jank. Okay, they really need to improve that, but okay. But what do they do well? So the first thing is their interface. That touchscreen interface is actually one of the nicest ones that we've ever used, and it actually works very effectively. And let's be honest, they make sexy looking cameras. They're beautifully designed, great image quality, absolutely. And then you can couple that excellent image quality with Hasselblad's fantastic leaf shutter lenses. I mean, this is just opening up possibilities for shooting strobes, not only in the studio, but especially outdoors in bright sunlight. Like, actually, that light is just hitting me right now. This way you don't have to use high-speed sync or ND filters. You can just fire strobes at full power and still outcompete the sun, and that gives you some cool shots. Fujifilm absolutely needs to get in on that game. Let's talk about Ricoh Pentax. There's a lot of good stuff to talk about with this company. I mean, first off, Ricoh's GRs are beautiful pocket-sized cameras. I think they've done a great job there. But I also still love that Pentax carries their tradition of making rugged, dependable cameras with nice, innovative features like the tilt screens, good menu systems. I mean, they've always been a photographer's camera designed to make the shooting experience as enjoyable as possible. But I love that they also celebrate their heritage. I mean, you can still get those fantastic FA limited lenses like the 31, 43, and 77. These are beautiful lenses. The classic 50 that's, harkening back to the look of yesteryear lenses. Pentax does a great job at celebrating that heritage. But while other manufacturers are letting the DSLR lineup slide and the line of lenses that they offer become very limited, Pentax unabashedly celebrates the DSLR. They continue to make new camera designs. They continue to fully flesh out their lens lineup. And I think this is something that's actually really unique. I mean, at first you could say, oh, it's short-sighted, mirrorless is the future. But I think what Pentax is doing is creating a brand that celebrates a niche market, much like other companies like Leica do. And I think that's a very smart move overall. Canon. Time to talk about Canon because they've come a long way. I mean, they've really improved their technology recently. They've always made beautiful lenses and they have some really innovative designs, but their sensors have also come a long way recently and their autofocus competes with the best out there. But having great technology doesn't mean anything if people don't enjoy using your cameras, and this is where I think Canon's greatest strength is. They just design their cameras well. The interfaces are very usable, the cameras feel comfortable, the grips are nice, and everything just seems to flow naturally when you're using them. We've had a lot of reviewers, and they'll say things about Sony that they like and don't like, or Nikon, or Pentax, or any of the other brands, but when it comes to Canon, almost universally, everybody who holds one and uses one enjoys the experience. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I know it's always fun to talk about the companies. I mean, that's exciting and it's got drama, but we also have to remember to celebrate what they're doing well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Do leave your comments below. Let us know if there's anything else that we missed or that you think the companies are doing really well. Let's have a uplifting, positive note for the comments this time. The world just needs more good in it. You know what else is really good? Our podcast. You should watch it. It's on this YouTube channel or all your favorite podcasting apps. Just look for PetaPixel Podcast. Leave comments below there in the podcast as well, and we'll also answer those on the show. Otherwise, subscribe to the channel, like the channel if you actually do like it, but I think you do. Click the notification bell so you don't miss our future episodes. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you soon with more from PetaPixel.